Hey everybody, it's Toni-Maree here. Talk with TM. I've decided I'm probably going to try and post the videos every lunchtime so that you can all get them and have a look. The thing is that this is episode 1 and I'm so excited. It's just not funny. This is going to be so much fun. Today's topic is one I've come up with, obviously, because I haven't had any feedback or comments or suggestions from the group. But I wanted to talk to everybody about something that I have really had to be in my bonnet about recently, and it's to do with the way women attack each other. There's no need for it. It drives me crazy. I feel like actually throwing myself down the floor and chucking a tanty every time I see it. It's like, why? Why do we do this? Why do we get out there and become the bitches from hell and attack other people? Seriously, stop it, right? Oh, it drives me crazy. We are such amazing individuals. We are all unique. We all have huge talents and gifts, and most of us aren't aware of it. If you're in my group, you probably are, but there are so many people out there who aren't. Now, if someone's actually harming somebody, and I'm talking about physically or mentally harming somebody, fair enough. Stand up, be counted, put yourself out there and do something about it. But I'm talking about bitching and whinging for the sake of it. Now, I've been blocked from groups because I actually commented and I was just myself because the other women there actually felt threatened. Now, that's just silly, right? There are heaps. I'm a coach who works with business women. I'm a coach who also works with women and children who are at risk and who are suffering terribly because of trauma. Am I going to block and stop people from joining this group or talking about what they do because they have the exact same passions as me? No freaking way. I'm going to say, hey, yeah, let's work together. Let's support each other. The more people out here doing something to help others, the better. That's how the world changes. Not through fear, not through competition, not through worrying, oh my God, I developed this fabulous, fabulous product and someone else has gone and copied it. So what? They're not you. They are so not you, it's not funny. You do not have to worry about it, right? You just need to be yourself, because when you're yourself, when you're unique and you're just gently settled into that and you're just experiencing that and you're showing that to the world, that's when the magic happens. That's when money flows. That's when ideas flow. That's when your intuition kicks in. Your ideas happen. You have fantastic opportunities come your way because you're open to them, and the universe knows that and delivers. So let's stop bitching and whinging about each other. Okay, women are terrible at it. I worked in the public service for 16 years, as many of you know. And let me tell you, I was in IT. So I was one of few women in IT, right? When I started, long time ago, right? So 1990, that gives you an idea. I'm getting up there in age. As my daughter says, you're only as old as you feel, Mum. Then I'm feeling pretty young, so I'm good. But I started and there were very few women, and the women that were there, because there were so few of us, we actually did stick together and it was fantastic. And I made some lifelong friendships. And the men were great. They slowly got used to us. And as more and more people came into the field, which I must say is great to see, it's still a male-dominated field, the bitchiness started. It's like, oh, well, I've got to stab you in the back so that I can get ahead. I've got to downplay your idea because mine's better. And if I'm, seen as to be more intelligent than you, then I'll go further. Oh, for goodness sake, it doesn't work that way. What you put out there in the universe comes back at you tenfold. So if you want to be a bitch, go for it. But it's going to come back and bite you on the ass. It may not happen tomorrow. It may not happen next week, but it does happen. And sometimes it happens in a way that you can't foresee. So, if you're bitchy to somebody, then you are going to not necessarily have someone pick on you. It could be coming back at you in the form of illness. It could be coming back at you in the form of a tragedy or something else in your life. Karma is a bitch and she pays attention. And so what you put out there is what you receive, and you do receive it tenfold. And I have seen it time and time again, okay? I'm 47. I have been around for a while. I've watched the world. I'm a bit of an observer. I'm an extroverted introvert. So I do these kinds of things, but I'm also an observer, being an introvert. And I love to people watch. And I can see it so many times in people I know and people who I don't know. And it just is astounding to me. So please be aware of this. And you know, let's tap into who we really are. Let's actually go, okay, am I really that kind of person? And there aren't any in our group. If they are, they're not going to stay for very long because they're not going to enjoy it, and they're not going to like actually participating. Now, I'm not talking about disagreeing with somebody. Having a mind and being able to have a robust discussion is part of being a human being. It's part of being in this group. It's part of life. And that makes us, you know, think. It makes life exciting when someone's got a different opinion to us, because that's about actually learning. That's about sharing knowledge. That's about caring enough about someone to say, hang on a minute, what about such and such? Have you thought about that as well? Now, that happens to me a lot at the moment because I've got a 13-year-old, and she is developing her own thoughts and ideas about the world. And as a 13-year-old, you know, she's right back in 4-year-old brain. So she's very reactive, very quick to make decisions, and thoughts and ideas are just set in concrete. And my job as a parent is to actually say to her, yep, you absolutely have a point, but don't forget you need to consider these other things as well. And so that's where robust discussion absolutely happens in my house every day. But it happens out in the big wide world too. You think about it. When you have a coffee with someone, or you have a great discussion with someone at work or as a friend, some of the best discussions are not just you talking about things. It's actually when someone gives a different or an extra bit of advice or some opinion on something. And that's where we should be connecting and sharing and thriving, not tearing down the other person because they think something different to you or because they're even copying you. Yes, it can drive you crazy, right? It has driven me crazy in the past when I come up with a great new product, or I go and buy a fabulous new piece of furniture and then a friend copies it. And it's like, oh, please, you know, get your own stuff. But I've got to remember, I'm a very creative creature. Not everybody is. So to me, it's like, yeah, okay, I can be a little bit annoyed, but yeah, let's not live there. That's not going to serve me. That's not going to help me live my life. It's like, oh, here we go again. You know, and that's her issue, not mine. At the end of the day, I am still me. She's still finding herself. And, you know, there are different people who in business are still finding themselves. So think of copying as flattery. Think of copying as people who actually admire you. Think of people who do the bitch and whinge as people who are your biggest fans. But don't bitch and whinge yourself. There's no need for it. And just brush it off. You know, let's be grown-ups. Let's actually just let it go. You know, as I say to my daughter, and she's going to hate it when I say this, I always say, let it go, you know, like, and I start singing, let it go, let it go. And I start singing the Disney song and it drives her crazy. But every time I do, she smiles, I smile, we laugh it off. And that disappointment, anger, frustration just disappears into thin air. So there is no need to be jealous of anybody. There is no need to be pissed off with someone else. There is no need to put it out there in the universe, and definitely not online, because you are unique. You are you, and no one can be you. No matter how hard they try, it cannot happen. So celebrate you, celebrate your uniqueness, and let's stop being bitchy women. Let's be the sharing, caring, supportive, amazing, over 50% of the population, right? Who make change in the world and who actually live life in a caring, sharing manner and support each other. Because, wow, if we did that, imagine what kind of world we would create. Imagine what kind of planet we would leave our children. Okay, so that is the end of the first Talk with TM. Please put your comments, suggestions, thoughts, disagreements, right? Love to hear you disagree with me. Love to hear your questions. Love to hear everything, anything. No holes barred. I'm not going to see it as bitchy because it's not. It's about sharing and caring. We don't have bitchy women in this group. They don't exist. So let's get together, let's collaborate, and let's make Talk with TM bloody fantastic. Okay, folks, stay awesome. Watch for the video tomorrow. It'll be up at 12 noon. This is so exciting. I can't wait to see your comments and thoughts and suggestions. All right, I will talk to you tomorrow. Stay awesome. Bye.